Why did Chuck Schumer change his tune, and why is he now saying exactly the opposite of what he said 6 months ago? A picture's worth 10,000 words, okay? This is a copy of the Washington Examiner. Zoom in on that, all right? If you can't see this at home, I just had this on my desk on a big stack, and I found it. This is published March of 2025, March 26 exactly. It's a picture of Chuck Schumer looking very upset, very angry, walking out with a box, and all the House Democrats depicted their character, saying that he's an enemy of democracy. Why is he an enemy of democracy? Because the far left base in the Democrat Party has turned on Chuck Schumer because he did the responsible thing, get the lights on. Why? Because they want him to show a fight against President Trump. So Schumer doesn't want to be in this situation again. So he said, my gosh, he got his staff together and he got the far left wing of the party. He said, what do you want? What do you want me to fight on? So they created a red herring.
That's exactly what they did. And that's why we'll most likely go into day 7, 8, 9, who knows how long it could last. But joining us now to discuss the latest on the shutdown, Indiana Congressman Marlin Stutzman, back on the program. Marlin, nice to see you again. How was your weekend, sir? Well, wondering what's going to happen in the swamp today or in the next hour or 10 minutes. Who knows, right?
Right. Dan, great to be with you. But, we're both from the Midwest, and guess what? Harvest is coming in. The trucks are rolling. People are going to work. I've had some constituents say they didn't even realize the government was closed. But of course, this is, again, a big deal that needs to be resolved. And but House Republicans, we voted to pass a continuing resolution to keep the government open. Chuck Schumer has decided he's not going to give enough Democrats on a cloture vote in the Senate to pass the CR. So this is a Schumer shutdown.
Yeah, and I don't think people understand. And I heard this now from several folks like me in the mainstream media, though, so unlike me, namely Jake Tapper on CNN, Chris Cuomo, now on News Nation, formerly of CNN, and a few others on Friday and others over the weekend, actually holding a few Democrat reps' feet to the fire, like Hakeem Jeffries was on one of those programs, and even said, why are you guys lying? There's a provision right here, and this is what Republicans are upset with. Why don't you guys just remove it? Why do you keep lying? And some of these folks, Marlon, they can't even answer the question when they're being given softball questions by their favorable media folks. This is disgusting. Just tell the truth. That's why you're doing this. You want to give money, healthcare rather, to illegals. Republicans say no, so you forced Chucky's hand and he shut it down. That's it.
Yeah. Dan, I'm convinced that the reason the Democrats have shut the government down is because they want these federal government employees that live in Northern Virginia to be at home. The Virginia election is coming up in 30 days, 4 weeks from tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And so they want them to be at home, blame President Trump for shutting the government down, telling the military, oh, guess what? You're not going to get paid because of President Trump. Ever since Charlie Kirk's assassination, we've seen the polling going the other direction because the American people realize that the Democrat Party is on the wrong side of the issues. But if they can shut the government down and tick these people off in Northern Virginia and give themselves a chance to win the Virginia election, then they think this is somehow going to swing the momentum back their direction. I'll tell you what, the Democrats are good at politics. They're terrible on policy, but they're good at politics.
I would agree with you on that. They do always outmaneuver the good old GOP when it comes to politicking. But I said it I gave a speech Saturday in a room full of veterans. You would have appreciated it, and active duty guys and gals out here in San Diego where I live. And I was, applauding the shutdown, but then also saying, hey, we got to make sure we take care of our troops. And I said, look, I know this room, we're not supposed to bring up politics. These are veterans and military, and it's apolitical. But I'm like, let's be real, right? Which party stands up more for law and order, our Constitution, our border, our Judeo-Christian way of life, the way we founded this nation 250 years ago? Today, would you say it's the left or the right? Not to get political. And let's be real, they have no policy, ever. Marlon, it's just whatever you and the orange man say, it's bad, Marlon. It's bad. We don't have to tell you what our policies are that are better. We just have to say, y'all are bad. That's it.
Yeah, that's right. If you can stand out on the street and hand out free ice cream all day, and then, of course, then you turn around and say, oh, guess what? Uncle Donald Trump, he's going to take our fun away. That's how they operate over there. They don't care if the city's burned down.